Our time in Japan has unfortunately come to an end, and we're officially back at the lot here in Canada, ready to get as much work done as possible, as fast as possible, so we can do some more touring. We've been here for a couple weeks catching up on all my Japan editing. I have a pretty good system down. Let me show you the operation. Over here on the far side, we have the rig, which is currently serving as kitchen, bathroom, shower, and some internet because it has the Starlink pole. We did get a barbecue to help on the hot days, and there has been some hot days. And this has been our first proper test of the battery system. I'm excited to say it's working incredibly well. I've been just throwing these solar panels out during the day to get some type of charge in there. Other than that, we're just charging off the generator. The proper solar panel system should be arriving next week, which is going to be a huge help. Coming inside, not a whole lot has changed. We did get an oven and stove. That's a GE, General Electric, I think it is. It's a gas stove, and it comes with propane conversion. This has been working really well, though we haven't used it a ton just because the days are hot. We also got this little 6.3 cubic foot fridge, and that has been incredibly efficient so far, especially since we don't have a solar panel system or anything. I think it's been 3 days since we charged, and we're still at 62%. You'll notice we're still using the ladder, so that's priority number one. Seal up the stair hole, build some stairs. Here's our general game plan, which is subject and likely to change. This in behind the fridge is going to be a small shower, and then I don't know if you call it a changing room or a prep room for the ladies. This side is going to be a dresser, and it's going to be closed off to about there. Slightly smaller than I was hoping for, but I think it's going to do the trick. The issue is we're dealing with just dimensional lumber from the yard, and then everything else in here was built with rough cut. So we're gonna be having like possibly up to a 1/4 inch difference in size. There you go. Yep, frickin' nailed it. Holy smokes, would you take a look at that? Not only is it the first stair hole I've ever built, it's also the best, by a landslide. A little bit of plywood and ready for some flooring. Quite a lot of folks have voiced quite a lot of concern in the comments section about this stair hole and somebody falling down it. I'm excited to say it's no longer a concern, and holy smokes, does it look good. My only concern is how much heat is going to come up through that hole in the winter time, but that's a problem for the winter time. Let's build some stairs. So we are going exactly 2 feet wide with the sides, and then the rungs will be 11.6 inches apart. And then we'll have 2 feet above the top floor that it extends, just for handrails. Wow. Exactly 2 feet. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I guess it makes sense because it's a 10-foot board. But I thought with the blade thickness, you know, there's really not any challenging angles in this, but being as green as I am, even something as simple as notching out where the stairs go over the floor, just about feel like I need a nap. Yeah, if you could hold that right exactly on the edge. 57.5. 69. Most of the time when I'm building something like this, I just mark everything out by eye. I'm always disappointed because when it's done, you can see the screw holes are not evenly spaced. Last time I did that was when I was building the bed. So this time, I'm gonna properly space everything out. It's gonna look real uptown. Off to the shop to do some planing. Then we'll come back here and do some staining. Then we'll have some high quality boards at a low quality board price point, and that's pretty darn nice. Quick pit stop at the neighbor's house because we have to evict the newest resident from the guest house. Emmy is just devastated that we can't keep her as a pet.
You can go. Okay. Oh, can I touch it?
Nope, you can't touch it.
There you go.
They're good jumpers, right? Pretty straightforward game plan at the shop today. A little bit of notching, a little bit of planing. That was pretty darn close. I guess the next step is the planer, and I think we'll start with those small ones, just so we can get the hang of the planer. Then we'll move on to this big long one. Can you believe after hours of cutting, sanding, and preparation, we loaded this stuff in the truck yesterday and it freaking dumped rain all the way home? Not a big deal. Today's a total windstorm, so things should dry out pretty quick. It's staining day. Well, if you don't know how to stain, you clearly haven't been following along on the Lot 32 build. But that's okay because that means you missed when I almost burnt the house down. We're using the same color stain that we used for everything else in the house so far. That'll go right there. This wood is either spruce or pine, couldn't tell you which. But here's how you stain something. Just paint it directly on as you would regular old paint. You're gonna notice it goes on there pretty thick. And once it's nice and uniform, put your brush down, grab grab your wiper and give it a wipe. How's it look?
Nice.
It's okay?
Yeah.
大丈夫です? So do you want to paint or wipe?
Paint.
Okay. Should have known. Don't want to get dirty, huh? Let's start at the end and go along, and I'll just chase you. Just found a couple pieces of absolute quality 9-foot 2x6 walnut outside. Check these babies out. This is our first time seeing if they're gonna fit.
Oh, it's good.
Looks like a pretty good fit. Who measured that? Oh, hang it. Yep. Look good. Okay, perfect. Nice. Give it a try.
The top shelf, maybe it's tilted.
Tilted. The little brackets I made turned out pretty darn good. We're realizing now that there's no way to get all 4 screws in here. Maybe there's a way, I just haven't figured it out yet. So we're settling on 3 screws overall. Should be fine. There it is. Yep, another first and another best here at Lot32. You could scour the deepest bowels of the internet and you're not gonna find a nicer stairs ladder than what you see right here. Except for all those really nice fancy ones that everyone sent me on Instagram that I didn't have the ability to build. But the fact of the matter still remains. The nicest, most well-built stairs ladder in the world is still not gonna prevent Emmy from falling down this stairs hole. Time to build a railing. Last time we went into town for supplies was a Sunday, and the only 4x4 we could find was pressure treated. I did Google it, and you can sand and stain pressure treated, so that is precisely the plan. Gonna have 2 main supports, which is the 4x4, and 2 end supports. So I got a pressure treated 2x4 to match as good as possible. So here's our pieces, and honestly, I'm pretty happy with the color of the 2x4 already, except for it has this stamp on it. Curious to see what this is gonna look like when it's sanded. So there's a piece, prepped and ready for staining. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little bit nervous to stain this. It looks so nice as is. But if it takes a stain well, it's gonna be a beautiful piece of wood. Nice grain in there. Ready to do some wiping? So ultimately, I really have no idea how this is gonna turn out. I think it's really gonna seep into these lines. Hopefully that's gonna look all right. It only has to look all right. It doesn't have to look great, you know? All right is good enough for me. If a guy was a better planner than me, we would have brought this out and planed it when we planed the stairs.
It's good.
But yeah, I think it's gonna look nice. Better than falling down the stairs hole.
That looks good.
Yep,
Yeah.
that'll do. I will be honest though, looking at this, I think it would have been better without these marks in it. But that's okay. Yeah.
I kind of like it.
Okay. As long as you like it, that's all that matters.
Is it?
Nope. But I gotta say it on for the camera.
Oh.
Onto the base and the railing, and I think this is where things are gonna start getting a little bit more challenging. Especially given the fact that absolutely nothing in that house is square or straight. or level. So we're just gonna go with a little bit of trial and error. Ideally with less emphasis on error. So that's my base. And these are the moments where being a rookie builder make things very difficult. I need to attach from the bottom up into my beams without losing these angles because they're not exactly 90 degrees. At this point, I really have no idea what I'm doing, but I've gone and taped it all together to preserve these angles. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do this whole thing in one run. Well then, could not possibly justify any kind of complaint with that. Just gotta find a way to get it upstairs. Oh,
you did it.
Yeah, so the big challenge right now is getting it upstairs.
Should I be here?
No, I don't really know. We gotta tilt it. Ready?
I get this.
Yep, that's your corner. Okay, that goes up over. Careful with everything.
Wait. Wait. Can I go off?
Yeah. Okay. So, continue to twist it.
Wait. Okay. It's a little idiot. Okay.
Okay. Now, just easy where you're pulling. All right.
Did it?
Things are looking pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, do you think it's gonna fit?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's not so bad.
That's not so bad.
The top railing is on, and in my humble but admittedly incredibly biased opinion, looking pretty darn good. We do have a plan for middle rails, if you want to call them rails. I don't know if that's the appropriate term. We're going to put this nautical rope in here, but I've got this idea on drilling through so it actually goes through the beams. I don't know if that's going to work out, but we're going to give it a try. Let's grab a great big drill bit. I like this way more than the crisscross. Like way more.
Oh yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Holy, does it ever feel good to finally be rolling on some projects again here at Lot 32. Especially this one. Climbing up and down that ladder every day was becoming less enjoyable every time I had to do it. But I've got to tell you, as a rookie builder, I am feeling awfully proud of how this turned out. Now, let's get into our weekly cost breakdown. And I'm including the stove and fridge in this week's cost breakdown. And I've already filed the receipt for the stove, but it was approximately $700 and something on sale. After tax, about $900 plus $200 for the fittings and plumbing for propane, $1,100. I would have loved to go used with the stove, but I didn't realize how difficult it is to find a small enough stove to fit in here. That 24-inch one that I bought is basically as small as you can go here in North America. There's a specialty 20-inch one that you can order in, but it's like a $1,600 stove, and I think 20-inch is getting a little bit too small. Anyways, had to go new with the stove. The fridge, $438.20. We got that from Rona. I was pretty surprised with the price of this pipe that we used for handrail. For 2 pieces of 5-foot pipe and a handful of fittings, $125.75. If I knew that ahead of time, I probably would have built it out of wood. I combined all of the wood for the railing and the stairs ladder in one category, $184.75. Pretty good. I did have to get one more box of flooring to finish upstairs, $100.56. This rope was 99 cents a foot. We did end up with a little bit extra, but $24.75. And I'm chalking on an extra $50 for sundries, for specialty screws, bits, and eyelets, for a grand total this week of $2,024.01. It was awfully nice to escape off to Japan for a few weeks and chase some stories abroad, but it feels great to be back home and getting Lot 32 closer to completion 1 week at a time. And I'm honored to have you here building with me. But most of all, thanks for watching, everybody.